Good afternoon, Trinity County. This is Sheriff Woody Wallace from Trinity County Sheriff's Office. Myself and some game wardens are out in the Sportsman's Oaks subdivision. We are surveying the damage and checking to see if there's anybody that might need any help still, and trying to see if anybody needs supplies. I'm just going to turn this around and show y'all a little bit more. We got more rain last night. The devastation is even worse. Houses, again, that we didn't think would go underwater this time, are underwater, and it's pretty bad. So I'm going to turn the camera around as we pull out of the neighborhood. These are houses right here. This is the only house that looks like it may be saved. But these are houses here that are normally not underwater, that normally survive the floods out here. And we probably got, I know one house is in here that's on 6 foot on stilts, and it's completely underwater. And this is off Doug Bell Road down in Sportsman's Oaks. Very serious. We got power lines underwater over there. It's falling. Just totally devastating. These people are going to have a hard road ahead of them to try to rebuild. Water level is way higher than anticipated. I think we're now at record levels of the flood level for the Lake Livingston and Trinity River. Not quite certain how many inches of rain we got last night, but we got a lot of rain up north, it looked like. And when we come in here during the high floods, we normally park. We can't go any further than where that car is. We have to park on the other side of that car that's underwater there. The water don't come up over this area. So you can see how horrible this is going to end up being. When everybody comes back, everything they have is completely washed away or ruined. While we're driving through here, I'm going to make a quick announcement real quick about efforts to rebuild. I have reached out to several people, and I'm not going to give all the details away just yet, because it's not going to take place until the water levels have gone down and people are trying to move back into their houses. But we're going to try our best to put together some sort of food drive and clothing drive. Next week, probably tomorrow, the next day, we'll have better details. And we're going to try to get people back some frozen foods. We're going to try to set up a frozen truck somewhere so where people can come back and get some food and hopefully rebuild their lives the best they can. What was lost was the power outage. And all these vehicles that are lost, just devastating. I talked to Rich Scott at State Farm this morning. He's reaching out to his claims people to see what they can do as far as their clients are concerned. He did advise me, though, that unless you had a specific coverage for flood insurance, which most people don't because it's so expensive, that your homeowner's insurance is not going to take care of this. It's not going to take care of anything you lost inside. The only way your vehicle is going to be covered is if it had some sort of comprehensive coverage on it. But, a lot of cars underwater out here. Power line right here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a few feet away from the water right now. Again, this is in the end of Doug Bell Road. This is the Sportsman's Oak subdivision. We're also in here checking for looters, and we will be patrolling this area quite heavily for looters. I would not advise anybody to try to take advantage of the situation. There are a few people still here, and they are armed, and they are willing to shoot whoever tries to come into their house or their neighbor's house. So, any would-be looters out there thinking you've got an opportunity here, I would think twice. The Red Cross is in Trinity, but there's nothing they can do in here because there's very few people home. There's just a few people that's hanging out and trying to protect the property. All the relief efforts is going to have to come after Right now our goal is just to make sure everybody's out safe, and property we'll have to worry about when the water goes down. There's nothing we can do at this time. Just make sure everybody's got food, clothing, and shelter. But this is where we're at right now, and off Doug Bell Road. This is the Sportsman's Oak subdivision. Just devastating. You can, I'm going to zoom in. Well, I can't zoom in, but you see that little red car right there, completely underwater. You see the top of it in front of that shed. That little maroon and red house there, that house is on 6-foot stilts. And they've got water, they said 4 or 5 inches inside their house. Just got through talking to them just a few minutes ago. This is Live Oak Street. At River Oaks Drive, you see that street sign is just about completely underwater. People are out still trying to get all the power lines and all that stuff put back together. I think we still got about 90 homes in Trinity County that don't have power. There's not going to be any way. I think they're going to try to start recovering, putting power back to the houses that actually have, that are dry. But again, remember folks, if you need to be at home when they do cut the power back on, when it gets dry, make sure your breakers are off. The chance of your house burning down after it's been underwater and the power comes back on is very high risk. Houses tend to catch on fire right after a flood because of all the corrosion in the wires. And now we've been 5 or 6 days underwater now. It's going to be pretty bad. Lots of boats, jet skis, we saw just floating around, completely destroyed. These folks have suffered much, people. Again, we're going to try to do some sort of relief efforts next week. Some volunteer people have been calling, wanting to know what they can volunteer, what they can donate. We're going to try to put something together for food and clothing next week. Right now, I know that the Burning Hope has quite a bit of clothing. They're willing to accept. They're not accepting donations, but they are willing to help people as long as they got clothes there. And then if they need runs, if they run dry or run low, then we're going to do an effort to try to get more clothes. But the food is going to be, like I said, a big thing, and we're going to do our best to get donations and look for a lot of help on seeing how much food we can get donated to hopefully get these people back where they need to be. Take a quick second too also to say thank you to all the people that's been volunteering and all the first responders and emergency first responders and volunteer firemen, Trinity Volunteer Fire Department, and all those that come in here and assisted, and all the city workers, the electrical power crews. I don't think people realize how much they're doing. They're working overtime, often without many hours of sleep, trying to help people in this devastated area, and it's just getting worse. That's about it for this subdivision, folks. I appreciate y'all watching. Just keep in mind, we'll be sending out more information later, possibly about doing some donations and try to help people get back on their feet. So y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. And stay safe, stay dry.